Welcome one and welcome all. It is the TUBCAST. My name is Eric, and as always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
It's
me.
It's another week and another time to be alive. A good time to be alive, some might even say. Tonight we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about some video games. There's going to be a lot of video game talk. I'm warning you. Death Stranding got a release date, a new trailer. Just today, earlier today, Modern Warfare. Call of Duty's getting modern again.
Getting new.
And also my favorite person to try to get blocked by on Twitter is involved in a lawsuit. We will be getting to those stories and more shortly. But just so you're aware, Jeremy is here. I think he might have just popped his head in down.
Yeah, he did.
On the screen. Yeah. And I just want everyone to know he's here, so don't fear. But Kuipers is gone. And that's where things get strange because Jeremy now has to do the Kuipers thing. So
I'm not good at the computers.
Jeremy, I think you do it for a living, so
yeah.
I hope that's not the case. You're gonna twist the knobs and do the Kuipers dance if anybody redeems it.
Tokyo, come in Tokyo.
But anyways, let's do this show.
It's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot to trot, and all of that snot, as they say.
Oh, I hope there's not snot.
There's always snot. It's always there, whether it's like really
That's true.
present or it's not.
That is
snot
true.
present.
Snot present.
Kyle,
hello.
How is your life?
Oh, my life is chaos.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's if you don't know, like the Midwest is again like flooded over.
Which is weird because it just doesn't seem like it's rained that much. It has rained a lot, but I don't know.
I don't know.
The fact that it's flooding again.
Couple like Monday and Sunday night, those were some monsoons. I mean, we had hail that blocked cars off on the west side of the city from being able to, like, people were getting stuck in hail on Tuesday morning like they were in a snowdrift.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't drive through hail. Yeah. That looks like snow.
Yeah, it's been nuts. So we've had some leakage into our basement. So
I'm sorry.
that's been stressful.
That would be stressful.
Yeah, but we're trying to keep pressing on.
Yeah. That hailstorm was quite the storm. Mm-hmm. It hailed. The ice came from the sky in little balls.
Yeah.
And
middle of the night, too.
Tinged on my window.
It really did.
And then I got a flood alert at 4 a.m, and it woke me up because my phone, my wife's phone, both of our watches, all in unison were buzzing. They were silent, so we didn't have the alarm part, but it was just buzzing on our nightstands and like just in concert.
Yeah.
Just and like, holy crap, it scared the crap out of me. But it was just like flash flood warning. I'm like, okay, I'm up on a hill. I should be able to push a button somewhere that says, hey, I'm on a hill. Don't send me flood alerts. Mm-hmm. I'm okay.
Send me the NOAA alerts only.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the end of the world, then it's going to flood at my house. But like,
let me know.
Yeah, like only let me know if it's like apocalyptic flooding.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're in trouble, like other than maybe a leak into your basement from a crack in your wall, if you're seeing flooding, then we're all dead.
Yeah,
my house.
Jeremy's
is gone.
fine.
Jeremy's probably fine.
I'll be fine until it's about 4 houses above Eric's in elevation. I'm pretty sure Denver would be flooded before my house would be. Maybe not.
I don't think that you live.
You're not that high.
A mile above sea level.
I'm not that high. I'm just saying, like a good portion of Nebraska is going to be flooded first.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah, most of the state's gone at that point.
Yeah. Well, and I saw that I mean, it was like we had maybe a week or week and a half that I-29 was opened north.
Yeah, and now it's closed again.
It's closed again. Which it's insane the amount of water that was just sitting
I
there.
just can't believe the state hasn't heard of sandbags. They're like the most primitive way of preventing flooding, and like they did it in 2011 and it worked.
Right.
Can they not do it now? Did they forget
I don't know
how sandbags work?
I don't know, but I think that there's so much rain that they had to release stuff up north again, and so the river is
they really
just going
cracking.
Yeah. So it's
All right.
supposed to go back down
wife's-
again, but
My wife said there was a spot just north of the Missouri line where the Missouri River is over 18 miles wide.
yeah,
Yeah.
not surprising.
You know what else is 18 miles wide?
My butt.
Kyle's
Wow,
butt.
Kyle.
I didn't know where you were going with it, so I figured I'd steer right into the self-depreciating humor.
I was trying to make a segue and I didn't have one prepared.
You didn't have one prepared.
No,
All right.
so thank you.
You're welcome.
How is your butt doing?
I mean, I've eaten a lot of food over the last week, so
Why are you eating so much?
I don't know. We took a trip over the weekend. Went to Lincoln, tried a few places that we don't have here in Omaha.
We don't. Everything that's in
Yeah.
in Lincoln is in Omaha. It's
False.
a proven fact.
False.
There's nothing over there. Why would you go to Lincoln? Are you a college student?
No, I'm not a college
Are you
student.
a football player? Are you a
No.
Huskers fan?
No.
Well, then there was no good reason for you to go to Lincoln.
That's
It was-
pretty much true.
No, we went to a brewery out there, or I guess it was not a brewery, it was a winery. Sat around on a Sunday afternoon drinking some hard cider. That was fun.
Why did they sell hard cider at the winery? Or were they confused?
Because they do both.
Okay.
It's
they
like
sound confused to me.
Yeah, maybe they're confused.
I think
they're all
that-
fruits.
I think they're confused. I think that they don't know what their demographic is. Is it college students or is it soccer moms? They got to pick one.
Well, it was about 20 minutes out of Lincoln,
Okay.
so it wasn't quite in that area.
So you went to Lincoln and you drank the things,
And
the
ate the
fermented,
foods.
the fermented devil
Yep.
juice.
I drank the devil juice that's fermented, so I'm probably going straight to hell.
I hope it's warm.
Hell
it
or the
probably-
juice?
Both.
Yes, I agree. Both.
I mean, the devil juice does make you feel all warm.
That's
inside.
because you're getting closer to hell as you drink
exactly.
it.
That's what it is.
It's scientifically proven.
facts.
And well, I will mourn your soul for eternity.
I appreciate that.
So that was kind of your weekend then. Why did what you so far you've not told me anything about food.
So we went to Honest Abe's, great burgers.
Is that
burgers
like a
and fries.
burger place where
Yeah.
when you're done eating you get shot in the back of the head?
No, you don't get shot in the back of the head, which is a
That would make the
plus.
place much
Yeah.
better, I think.
I don't think so. I don't think that
Not a
going-
lot of repeat customers.
Yeah, that's not a good business
I
practice.
think it's
to
a
shoot
great
the
business
people
model.
after they've eaten your food.
If you're going to a place called Honest Abe, prepare to die.
No, that's not.
Any place named after an assassinated president should be a place where you die.
That's not how it works.
I think it is.
Had some pizza as well.
Was this at Honest Abe? I bet
no.
Abraham Lincoln never ate pizza.
He probably didn't.
I don't think they had pizza in America yet.
I don't know. I've
I don't think tacos came to America until the 50s. So they couldn't have had pizza. I don't know. I'm joking.
know.
I'm lying about that. There was probably tacos somewhere.
Yeah, tacos were a lot closer than pizza.
They didn't come to
was.
the Midwest till the 50s. Let's put it that way.
There you go. Yeah, that
pizza-
makes sense.
I'm sure pizza was around in some form. So you went to Honest Abe's, you ate pizza. So pretty much what you're telling me is you went over the weekend to Lincoln
Yeah.
and then you just ate
Yeah.
and drank.
Just try to relax. Went to some bookstores. Found a couple of good comic books that I picked up this weekend too. So that was fun. Is wedding anniversary weekend. So kind of take a trip, get out of town, do a lot of stuff that you probably would do in town anyway. So
Start your family.
yeah. No, I don't think so.
Jeremy's not over here,
They've
so I
been
have
a
to.
family of two for a couple years now.
That's
Eric.
not how it works. It's not a family unless there's babies. I read the Bible. I know these things.
I wonder if she'll listen to this episode. I'll get a
Wait,
text.
If
I
she
know that.
does, which way do you want her to lean on that conversation?
I don't
not-
know.
let's-
No,
sorry.
there'd be
I
nothing.
was trying to put you on spot.
No. Now she's gonna text me and go, Jeremy's an idiot. That's what I'm gonna get.
So it's a usual text.
Yeah, pretty much.
She'll just text that out of nowhere. Not even with
Yeah, I'll just get a text that's like, Jeremy's an idiot, and I'll be like, oh, you listening to the TUBCAST?
not even
Either
with
that or I'm tweeting.
even without
Maybe.
the TUBCAST. She'll just say
Yeah.
she'll see like a gun control thing.
Eric, I did do a fat check. I just wanted you to know.
Okay.
A fat check. All right.
1904 was the first time the word pizza was in print media in the United States.
There we
And
go.
I believe that's when it was
So when
first
But what about tacos?
popularized.
So that was like well after Lincoln. Well, ways after Lincoln.
Well after.
Yeah.
Like 40 years or something? 50 years? No, 40 or 30? When was that? 1860s?
I don't know.
Checks
for
out.
Sure.
Wow.
Checks out.
Did you know that George Washington didn't actually chop down a cherry tree? That was like
I don't believe it.
The guy that wrote his biography like made that story up just to like represent how honest of a person he was.
Tacos showed up a year after.
Really?
1905.
1905. Okay.
That was perfect timing,
Yeah.
by the way. Great job, Jeremy.
No problem.
You're producing the heck out of this show
Well, we've had
tonight.
Chinese food ever since the railroads started getting created. So that's true.
You said that with too much authority.
It's true though, because they had a huge influx. Seriously, they boated people over from China to work the railroad. You
I
guys
know,
have-
I've watched
we live
Deadwood.
in Council Bluffs.
I've watched Deadwood and Hell on Wheels. I understand these things.
All right.
China number one. All right. So anything else then?
yeah.
So you had a good weekend. It sounds
yeah,
nice.
it was-
That sounds peaceful.
Yeah, it was peaceful. It was nice to get away from things.
Life. in general.
Yeah, life in general. I've played some more Days Gone. I'm almost to the end. I'm one of those guys that I don't necessarily like look at the walkthrough for help on a game
Yeah.
all the time. But I do
So everyone's aware this is the motorcycle zombie
Yes,
apocalypse
Days
game.
Gone. I do occasionally pull them up just so I can see how far in the game I am, especially if it's one of those games that feels like, okay, I've got to be getting close to the end. I'm just kind of curious how many more missions or whatever I've got left. And I was following IGN's, and they have like
Oh no, you weren't.
30 missions or something that aren't listed.
missing. Yeah, they didn't finish
Yeah.
their walkthrough.
And I'm
Oh, so
thinking,
you thought you were
oh
almost
man,
done.
I'm like, how is this story going to wrap up this quickly? And then I'm like, wait a second. I went and looked another one up, and I'm like, holy crap, there's like 20 more missions here that I've got to do. But I know I'm in the end game stuff now. I still am enjoying it,
Is
even
Thanos there?
though he might be. I don't know.
Well, you
but
said you were in the end game.
I know. I've skipped over the zombie hordes. I cannot. I don't.
You have to do them though.
If you fail them X amount of times, it'll ask you if you want to just bypass to see the end of the story.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that only on easy mode? Because I was on normal and it never.
That's
let-
what it is.
That's because you said something to me. You were texting me earlier this
Yeah.
week complaining about it, and I was like, and then you said, "Well, I'm
I
just
don't
going to
understand how anyone beat those.
You're like, I'm just going to skip it, and I was like, "What are you talking about? You can't skip
Yeah,
that."
it must be because I had
Okay,
I had
'cause-
changed it. There were a couple of levels where I could not get around something, and I just dumbed it down to easy, and then I was just like, I don't even care. I just want to kind of get to the end of the game.
The thing is with the hordes, like it takes a turn. The game takes a turn, and it becomes a very different game because I
Yeah.
think up until that point where you have to face off with the hordes, it's much more of a hack and slash stealth game.
Yeah.
And then it gets to that, and it's a very, I don't even know what you would call it. It's a very like
Horror.
frantic, like action, and like, yeah, it's you have to be very strategic. You have to like plan your routes. You have to lead them through certain areas. You get like a special, like it's like, what is it called?
Napalm
the napalm.
something.
It's like a napalm
it still doesn't-
Molotov cocktail.
The crazy thing is that you can throw that and it'll be on the ground, and you'll have people that can run through or like freakers that'll run through, and they don't even catch fire.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They only catch fire if it hits.
Like,
Like
if it
hits when it
immediately
explodes
hits them with
and
the
it hits-
explosion,
yeah.
which sucks. So
So did you upgrade your skill tree to carry more of those?
I think so. I can carry up to 6, but I haven't found enough like stuff that I can build them. And it's like they're on you so fast, and it's overwhelming, and it's just terrifying.
It was a challenge. I know, like,
Yeah.
I think I told you that first time that you have to take on the horde. I think I played that
Like
mission
30
like 30
times or something.
And
Yeah.
it was super hard, but I think the more I started to play it, like, I started to kind of figure out, like, how can the areas in the map where I could kind of funnel them in, and
Yeah.
like, and then there's the thing is, like, if you didn't like that, you've got like 2, 3, 4 more missions that are all horde based, which kind of Did you just skip them all then?
I think I've gone through 2, and I've skipped them because it's just like I don't know. Like I get that thing, and I'm like, I kind of want to get moving. I still haven't played Rage 2.
Yeah.
I've got
Well, and I think that makes it harder because, like,
Yeah.
and if you're done with the game, you're done with the game, and like, you mentally
Right.
don't want to do it, and then it's hard. It makes it a lot harder.
it makes
to
it
play.
that much harder to play through that stuff, which it's really good. The story has been good, and the game itself is a really good game. It's just it's like it's maybe 5 or 10 hours past what I would have been really content with.
Yeah,
for
it's a
the
long
way
game.
that it's played through. So I'm like, I just don't have any shame in it. I'm just gonna bypass it. So other than that, I did check out the new Void Bastards that came out. It was yesterday that came out.
Yeah.
I like it.
That came out like Game Pass, Xbox, PC, I think.
Yeah, it was. If you're on Game Pass, I mean, I love the fact that it released right there. Don't have to go and buy it if you've got the Game Pass. So the art and style of that game is fantastic.
It's very much a comic book styling. Yeah, it's like, well, and if anybody's played FTL, that's what that game is. So if you've played FTL, Faster Than Light is what that is. You would know kind of what to expect from Void Bastards. But it is fun. It's different, but it's like on a fundamental level, it's a roguelite, not a light. I think I'm saying that term correctly. I always get the likes and the lights confused, but I'm pretty sure it's a roguelite.
I like lights.
And then you've got this map with multiple directions you can go to take on these other ships in the galaxy as you reach a destination.
You can't go backwards though.
No, definitely not.
That's kind of annoying.
Why?
If you skip too far ahead, you might miss something.
Well, see, the goal is just to get to the end. So, like, you play through it, you're gonna die enough that you can kind of. Because did you play Faster Than Light or FTL?
I don't think so.
I played a little bit of it, and it's that same premise of Into the Breach, that you kind of go through stuff and then you restart.
And FTL are made by
they're
the
same place.
company.
So
it's crazy to me that they took like Void Bastards just took that model straight off of them pretty much. Other than once you get to the ship, then it's a first person shooter,
right?
Which is. At first, I was like, okay, it's kind of like Doom because you can't use iron sights.
Right.
I was pulling the trigger and I'm running, and I'm like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
The left trigger.
Left trigger runs.
But after getting through a few levels and dying a few times and restarting a couple times, it was like, okay, I'm kind of getting a hang of it, and I too kind of was like really enjoying it, and I wanted to see more, and it's cool that you get to keep your upgrades that you get and stuff. So the next person comes through, you still have like your guns and different things like that. So it's
the levels are all kind of puzzly too.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you have a map,
everything
but,
on them.
Yeah.
You've got to figure out the right path.
And you can go to the main ship computer and and it'll reveal where all the stuff is too.
Really?
Like when you click that on, all of a sudden these little stars will show up on the map and stuff like that if you find the right.
That's
computer.
awesome.
Yeah.
I played about an hour and a half today after I'd gotten it installed. So I'm not very far at all. I think I died. I went through that first introduction where they then like basically kill you automatically. And then I've gotten one generation,
which I was so thrown off by that first one.
I know,
because the map changes and everything after that. So I was like, oh wait, this is, and I didn't. I'd heard the FTL comparisons like leading up to the game, but I didn't realize how much it was going to be like that. But I love that you're getting these resources and then you're doing your crafting, and it gives you some freedom in how you tackle that, how you jump at that.
Yeah. I mean, the whole concept is you're a prisoner that's like dehydrated, and so then you're
stored in like a tiny little vial or jar or something like that.
And then they like water you until you turn into a person again.
You're like a Back to the Future Pizza Hut pizza.
Yeah. The thing that I find hilarious is what all of the prisoners are like in prison for.
I didn't even. Was there like flavor text for all that? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't even read it.
The first one that I got was for jaywalking.
Okay.
So that's what the first guy that
That's
that
why
first
he was in
opening
prison.
thing, and then he just died.
That would make my wife very happy. She hates jaywalkers.
There was the guy that I currently have right now is in for hoarding his food rations. But then his
like a real
perk,
jerk.
Well, then his perk is like you've got a 25% chance that by moving a space or like resting, he's not going to eat any food.
Oh, okay.
So you might be able to get further with him because of that.
Yeah, because you're like actually picking up fuel containers on these ships when you land, and that's
food.
how you travel. And you don't want food, or you won't survive very long. All of
There's
it.
a lot of systems in it.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. The fact that this came out on Game Pass day one isn't just it's really. It's just showing that Microsoft is really behind this, that Xbox Game Pass is something that they're really pushing,
right,
and that they care about, and they're not just like throwing trash on there. So that came out, and then Outer Wilds came out on the same day, both on Game Pass.
I hadn't heard about that one until you tweeted about it the other night, and that game looks fantastic too.
Well, it's like and the other thing that's confusing is there's a game called The Outer World.
That's the one that's
like a Fallout
that's type. Coming out later this year.
It's from the people that made Fallout New Vegas.
Right. And at first I thought that's what it was, and then I was like, wait, that's coming out already?
Yeah, because that's not out yet. I kind of thought that at first when I saw it. I was like, wait, which one is this? Now, The Outer Wilds, though, is also a roguelite, which I didn't realize at first either. And it's first person.
Because you basically get to play for like a period of time in that one, right? If what I understand,
yeah, technically, yeah. It depends on how. So I don't know. With like I've played it different ways now that I don't know if there is an event like if you stay on the home planet. It's like a moon or maybe a sun or something does like explode and it kills you if you just stay there too long. So I'm not sure. I would assume that happens to the whole galaxy, no matter what. But
it seemed to me that everything was getting closer to the sun, or that natural disasters were happening.
So
at least everywhere I was
going
to be if you're there too long.
Usually, what I ended up doing is if I was exploring another planet, I got really reckless and just died way too quick, and so I didn't experience it other than on the home planet, but that's probably
And when I looked at, because after you tweeted it, I was like, what is this game? So I looked it up, and it said that it was like it gives you basically 20 minutes or so until whatever happens, and then you kind of have to start over again. But
so you're like, it's Groundhog's Day, right?
Yeah.
So of course I like this
or
game.
like minute.
Kind of, yeah, but much
like
longer.
A much longer minute of time.
And so but what's cool is because you're in like a death loop, you're retaining all the information you gain in each playthrough, and then you can use that knowledge.
A death loop immediately, though. That's what's kind of interesting.
What do you mean by that? It tells you are like after the first time you die, though.
If you don't go to the observatory, it doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if you don't go to the observatory,
if you die before going to the observatory, you have to start over.
Oh,
as a brand new,
like without any of your knowledge that.
But you pretty much have to go to the observatory to get the launch
do, but
codes.
there's a few things. But there's things to do on the first planet, because the observatory is like the far side of where you start.
Yeah, so you could kind of
and so you talk to all the different people and go for a ride on a geyser. Landing is the difficult part, and that's where you die. At least that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I decided, hey, I should go see if the physics work in this game really well. And they do. I will say the other part that was kind of strange for me, the flying of your your spacecraft, I guess you'd call it. It's more like a lander.
Yeah, it's
type
like made
thing.
out of wood, which is kind of terrifying.
It's terrifying to try to fly it
What?
too. It is the mechanics are awkward.
Huh.
Yeah.
Which I think adds to the fact that it is kind of rinky-dink, right? Like they talk about the launch pad being flammable, and he's like, "What? It's flammable?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Yeah, it's made out of a tree."
Yeah.
So
That does check out.
And it's all confined into that one like galaxy too. You're not like going off like No Man's Sky or something like that, like going
Right.
further out. But
but by talking to people and by reading things, you learn more than you would just exploring, I think. At least what I've seen so far, because almost everything will give you a hint towards something you should either go look at or look for or something like that.
So you're saying that there's a balance that you need to have.
I think so. I think, yeah, I
Okay.
think if you were just trying to jump out and explore by yourself, you're going to potentially miss some of the catalysts that would help you.
I was playing it very haphazardly. I was just for one, I love the way the takeoffs work because the planets are obviously very small. They're like miniature little planets, and like you come off of there, and it's almost cooler to me than like the No Man's Sky like entry and exit of a planet. Like the way the globe just kind of shrinks and you rise
Okay.
above it. It's just a cool feeling, kind of sensation.
So, Eric, you're playing it like how you would live Groundhog's Day, right? Like once
Yeah.
you realize it's Groundhog's Day, you're gonna
Yeah.
do whatever you want for the first couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to figure out the mystery. I'm just exploring for the sake of it right now. I'm like, oh, there's a planet. I'm going to go over there and just see what's there. And it's like, oh, it's a crazy ocean planet with tornadoes everywhere. And then the tornadoes suck up one of these little islands and shoot them into space. And if you're on that, it's going to shoot you up into space too. And then you're maybe going to float out in space, or you're going to fall and break your legs and die on the planet. So it's just these like crazy, weird little things that are happening. Like once
That's
I went into a
awesome.
cave and it was like, there's ghost energy in here. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I just kept going and then I died. So ghost energy is bad, I guess. So you learn something and then you start all over again. And so it's a really intriguing, fun, like a game that you can just keep exploring and learn about. It's kind of like a Russian doll like game in a lot of ways, because it's like you just keep unpacking, you know,
Right.
layers after layers of mystery and trying to understand what's going on. And yeah, I guess that would make sense. Then you must be trying to get to the bottom of what this catastrophe is that's happening.
I was trying to land on another planet, and a piece of space debris hit my ship and damaged it, and like threw me into a tumble up onto the planet that I was trying to land on.
Oh, jeez.
And like my spaceship is like twisted and upside down, and the landing gears broke. And you realize you have to get out, and it tells you all the things you have to try to fix, and you have to repair your ship in order to get it like to function again, which I thought was pretty interesting as well. Some of the different mechanics and that what you do in the ship, you have to try to repair in order to keep the ship flying.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's
I like that it's like I didn't know anything about the game other than like the little bit of the death and whatnot. Knowing that this is something that's space exploring.
Yeah.
That
it's
like
much smaller
ticks
scale
off-
than
Sure,
No
but I
Man's
mean like
Sky, but
that
it's still-
ticks off like
Yeah.
something that I really enjoy.
Yeah. The planets are much smaller.
Sure.
But like still, yeah, it is very much
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean that's good. I don't need to spend as much time in another game as I have spent in
No
No
Man's
Man's
Sky.
Sky,
Yeah.
like for the sake of exploring and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's
It's just
cool
cool
supposed
that
to have a new update coming out this summer, isn't it?
it always has a
You
new
also have
update
this
coming out, I
probe
feel like.
that you take picture that you can send somewhere that you can't go,
Yeah, and you can take
and
like
use
these
it to take
bad black
aerial
and white
pictures
photos.
to kind of give you an idea of, oh, there's like there was one. It was inside a tree, and there was something underneath it, and so I shot the probe into it and realized, oh, there's a door that I can go into if I go over here and find this cave entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I was knowing to go look for that was because I was able to get that look at the pictures from the probe.
Which it's just a really smart gameplay
Yeah.
that they made there, and I don't know.
That's awesome.
The fact that there's two games that you could be potentially playing for pretty much free.
Right.
Unless, I mean, well, not free, but you have Game
But
Pass.
I mean, like if
or
you've
whatever.
got Game Pass, it feels like it's free.
Yeah, it does. And that's
or
really
it feels
cool.
like it's that value, like you have with. I mean, and it's been explained that way before, but the Netflix or Hulu type
Yeah.
of thing where you're like, oh, I get this movie or this TV
Yeah,
show.
just do it.
Now getting that with a game and getting it with games that are like brand new rather than just something that was
A few years
last
old
year or 2
something,
years
yeah.
ago and is like an indie game that is
Yeah.
what it kind of seemed like it was at first. It's really, really awesome to see them putting that stuff out. Makes me kind of wonder if there's going to be more of that with especially since they have so many more small studios
that they bought up.
that they bought out.
It's cool too because I mean they're kind of insular, maybe shorter experiences, and you can just kind of mess
Right.
around in them. It doesn't, it's not going to be a Days Gone that you're committing 60 hours to.
Right.
Excuse me. The other there's a lot of these little games popping up. The other game that just came out was American Fugitive, which was kind of off my radar. And then I heard somebody talking about it, and I looked into it, and it's kind of like old school GTA top-down gameplay, and it's but it's like more like in a Dukes of Hazzard setting, like it's like
Okay.
like small town kind of setting, and it's on the Switch, it's on PC, I think it's on everything. I think it's on Xbox and PlayStation. I think it's everywhere. I got it on the Switch. It does run a little choppy on there, but it felt like a great Switch game. It was on sale on there for like $15 or something, and it is so cool. It is like, so there's like these different game mechanics where you can like, you have to kind of stake out a house if you want to like rob it. So you go to like a house and then you're like peeking in all the windows of the house,
Jeez.
and then it'll say occupied or unoccupied. And then if you climb into the window, it's almost like a mini game at that point where it'll say alarm, and then it'll give you like 100 seconds or 120 seconds until the police come. And each room, you can search each room, but you have to it'll say like, hey, to search the bedroom, it's going to take you 30 seconds. And then you can hold down a button and it'll kind of speed through that 30 seconds and subtract that from the time the cops arrive. And so you got all these rooms that you have to try to clear. And then you want to try to get out of the house before the police arrive because you're pretty much toast if they show up. But you're stealing stuff like clothing, jewelry that you can pawn or fence, and then weapons, all that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
And then, so pretty much you're a guy that's like framed for, I think, your father's murder. You didn't do it. You're trying to get to the bottom of it, but it seems like you're kind of in the morally gray character because you're still now out here like committing crimes, even though you broke out of prison. So maybe
Right.
now you're like, hey, I'm a criminal. But like you got this buddy who works in the junkyard. So if you need to dispose of a car, you can drive it there and like jump in the crane and put the little magnet thing on it and drop it in the car crusher and smush it. And like there's a mission where you're trying to just annoy the local sheriff, and he's in like some diner, and you go steal his police cruiser and take it and crush it, and then you bring it back to the parking lot and just leave it there crushed and stuff like that. So it's just really well done. The missions are fun. It has like, it's cool because usually the GTAs are these big city like landscapes, and this is kind of small town,
Right.
like, kind of a little bit redneck hillbilly thing. Anyways, it's called American Fugitive. It's really cool. Check it out. Another great game. Welcome to the chat, Crazy Legs. I also want to say hi to Jolliver and Midnight Angel. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. I think we kind of missed the moment. to say something
Jolliver
to-
and Midnight have been carrying on some conversation. I think Jeremy was chatting with them as
Okay,
well.
good job, Jeremy.
So good job, Jeremy.
I'm trying to do Kuiper's proud.
Yeah.
Crazy Legs does say, ooh la la, what an intimate setting. Just Kyle and Eric.
Yeah, we've got Jeremy with us. He's here.
Yeah. Jeremy's the intern tonight.
Yeah. Hey,
There
Jeremy.
I am.
Jeremy, get us a drink. No, I've got a drink still.
I'm okay.
I'm getting low though. I might need it.
So that was kind
Now
of
I'm
it
in the middle.
for video games. I still kind of playing through Plague's Tale
Now I'm
to
on Kyle's
try and
head.
Yeah,
kinda
I
get
think I
through-
just got that in the mail today. So
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But I talked about it last week. It's the rat game. Jeremy recommended I watch Catch 22. I just finished it last night. That was really good. I didn't know if I should take your recommendation seriously.
Wait. I suggested
Yeah.
a TV show,
And Eric liked
you
it.
actually watched it.
I did, yeah.
I think this is the second one because you talked about one last week too.
Yeah, A Good Place.
Wow.
So that's 2 in a row now that
You
I've
made my year.
I'm just saying, you're my new barometer for TV. That's
No, you know what this means? This means that Eric is set up to be extremely disappointed with something down the road here.
You know what it
He's
is?
gonna be like, Jeremy told me he's been on fire lately.
Eric,
What?
It's an age thing. You're finally.
That's
you're
not
finally,
it.
That's not it. That's
not
not it.
No, I think that the humor, maybe I always kind of I've always liked grumpy old men humor, and Catch-22 is very much a lot of that. It has that kind of dismissive older gentleman humor. You know what I mean by that? All the generals and stuff in it.
But it also kind of glosses over it sometimes.
Well,
and almost
yeah,
like
it's
we're
subtle.
not gonna notice
Yeah.
point it out, but you know it's there.
They're not going to beat you over the head with the jokes. They're very subtle. They just come off like the last episode of it was just so over the top with the way it ended and everything, even the last couple episodes. But I gotta say, it's very, very good. I thought it was great. I don't know. I'm curious because I think that I looked into it and it's based on a book, and that kind of concluded the book. So if they bring it back for another season, it'll be all original. So I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting.
That's Hulu, right?
That's on Hulu. Yeah.
Okay.
George Clooney's in it. I can't.
He produced and had a big
Yeah,
big
he directed
hand in that one,
some of
didn't
the
he?
episodes and stuff. There's I don't know, the main character, I can't think of his name, but he was in Girls from HBO. I think that's the only place I knew him from. There's a lot of characters.
Adam Driver.
Not him.
He's the only one I know that was on Girls.
Then there's one of the women from Preacher is in it too. She worked for the bad guys, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know what Julianne
his-
something is her name. Her real name.
The one that yeah.
Anyways, it's a really good show, but I'm also watching, I'm only about half-ish way through it, is Chernobyl on HBO. And it's only a 5-part miniseries based on, obviously, Chernobyl. And
That looked really, really good.
holy crap, that's as far as drama TV goes, it is probably the best thing I've seen on TV right now. It's
Is it filling that gaping hole that Game of Thrones left?
that's a loaded statement. I would say for 2, there's no hole that it left for me. And no, because it's not the same.
Sure.
To me, it's not, because that's like fantasy drama.
Right.
This is
fantasy drama versus historical real drama.
Yeah.
Very different.
It's just different. It just feels, they did such a good job of making you feel like you were in this thing, and the way that the government is trying to cover things up and trying to hide the truth, and then the way they take time to explain how radiation actually impacts the human body, and you see the effects of it, and it's it is terrifying to think. I'm constantly watching it and googling can this happen to America, and nuclear plants and searching stuff, and most everything you find says hey, they had some design flaws and some human errors that probably couldn't be easily replicated, now. But still, just the fact that all this radiation went out, and it could have been 10 times, maybe 100 times worse. It could have wiped out most of Europe. If it wouldn't have been for brave individuals who put their lives on, sacrificed their lives pretty much to make this not as bad.
Yeah.
And still, though, just you look in, I've always been fascinated by Chernobyl, because you being a child of the 80s, you always heard about or seen photos of birth defects and different things that impacted people in that area. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. I was just gonna say. I mean, I just saw, and I think that because of this show, there's been a renewed interest in it. I saw an article the other day that said that after humanity ran away from there, wildlife is thriving in it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessarily causing the same kind of like mutation or anything within wildlife either that you would think that it would be.
There's some mutated giant catfish in the cooling pond at Chernobyl.
Okay.
They had what was that not the Deadliest Catch or whatever that guy is who goes like
Bear Grylls.
no, it's some fisherman guy who like catches piranhas and crazy
That
stuff
would
like
not
that.
be the deadliest catch.
Whatever. Yeah, you're right. That's
that's
that's like
the
crabbing
in Alaska.
They're in the ocean.
Okay. Anyway, they have these. They're like hundreds of pound catfish that are in there that.
Because of Chernobyl?
Can only be found there because of Chernobyl. It's crazy.
Yeah, I it's just fascinating to me how like, because like, I mean, I wasn't super familiar with what happened, but even this really fills you in. Like the core, like when it exploded, there was graphite that it was containing, like I guess, whatever, the nuclear material. And at one point they show this firefighter with gloves on, like pick up a piece of it and just kind of look at me like, what is this? And then he tosses it aside. And like a few scenes later, you see him with like a medic and his glove is off and his hand is just like got holes in it. And it's just like melting his flesh away and stuff, like just from touching it. And the fact that it was like their clothing, like being near it, just like saturated their clothing with radiation and you can't see it. And the stuff that it seems like the closer you are, the more it can affect you quickly, obviously, but like further away, it's long-term effects where you're like, some people know now they have cancer, they might only live for a year or two, or like even further away, now they're getting cancer, years down the road that they didn't realize that's, what it's from. But anyways, it's terrifying, but the show is so well done. Teddy says in the chat here, acting and pacing is so good. And I have to echo that. It is really well acted, and just the way that they wrote the story and the way that they developed the characters, and it's great. Chernobyl, HBO, check it out. Check it out. Anything else? Anybody else have anything? Anybody else, or should we go?
Jeremy, did you do anything?
Did you do anything this week that you want to share?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nothing fun.
Okay. Well, there we go. There you have it.
That was a very Kuiper's answer. Good job.
You're doing well.
You were nailing this thing.
Well, let's jump into some news. This first story I've got here comes from Kotaku.com, and it says, the internet reacts to whatever that Death Stranding trailer was. If you did not hear, Death Stranding, the Kojima joint that we've been excited about for a while now.
I star in it.
Kyle's the baby inside of Norman Reedus. It is coming out. Like, this is so crazy. It's just so unexpected. Like, that's what I love about things like this, is like when they started that Twitch stream. Sony had this Twitch stream going, and it was like had all these handprints on it, and it was like slowly revealing game footage as these handprints like wiped away from like the screen or whatever. It was really weird.
Okay.
And then it like, I don't know, then they were just like, here's a trailer, and they had this trailer, and then it was like, hey, it's coming out November 8th.
Right.
And like, holy crap, right?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't think it was coming out this year. Nobody thought it. Everybody's like, it's at least not till next year.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast this week, a video game podcast, and they had made jokes. They recorded it the day before
This announcement.
Made jokes about, is that game ever going to come out? And then they're like, yeah, but it'll probably be like mid 2020 or late 2020. Mm-hmm. And then the next day they're like, hey, couple months away, you're going to get this game.
It's exciting. I love this time of year though, as it builds towards E3, and plus with E3 changing so much, like it seems like the show itself isn't as important, but it still seems like we get a lot of gaming news in spite of that. Like,
that's the one thing that I dislike the most about the way that E3 is changing, is that I'm wondering if you're going to see less of like a specific time where video game announcements are like the big thing.
It still though feels like it's around this time of year. Like, I mean, E3 is like less than 2 weeks away,
right?
And we're getting news now. And it's just, I mean, it's not like we've gotten a ton of news throughout the year. Like, a lot of it's been like right here in this kind of close pocket. But I mean, I understand.
I mean, like, I'm saying like, hey, maybe EA decides, hey, we're going to do our thing at the beginning of May next year because we're not at E3. E3 isn't as
Yeah.
important. Sony's going to do theirs in mid-July or whatever. So you may have stuff spread out, and that I feel like could take away from the excitement of getting all this stuff within like a week's time and being on complete overload.
Yeah, I think I like that this was a surprise.
Yeah.
And that it's like, hey, this is coming out soon, and I don't mind that. Like if it's, I just feel like I like grew up always wanting to go to E3. Like it would have been a dream of mine to go to E3, and now I'm realizing that hey, it's not nearly as important as it used to be, and like because of the internet and the way people are able to distribute information, like it's just not as necessary. And I think it's fun to watch like gaming journalists kind of lose their minds over it because they are so used to it being a certain way for so many years, and now they're just like something like this where this trailer comes out and they're like, hey, the game's coming out. Like it throws them for a loop because it's like the gaming cycle had such a pattern and a reputation for what it was. It's like, you know, E3 came along, all the announcements were made, and then we went from there. And now it's just like, you know what? It doesn't matter. We can just announce the games and they're there. I just feel like so many times E3 is like this big buildup, and these developers are trying to give you a taste of what's to come, and then it usually ends up being a letdown because they're telling you stuff way too far in advance. The games aren't ready. The games are just an idea, and then by the time it releases, it's not the thing that you're promised. Then people are upset. And I like that now. It's just like, hey, let's give the developers time they need, and then let's release the game. Now, watching this trailer, we're watching it now, and you see Norman Reedus like running from these dudes in yellow suits, and they're trying to steal his baby, I think, or his packet. He's got like this big package on his back.
And he just beat some guy to death with a briefcase.
Yeah, there's a lot of combat in here that doesn't involve guns at all. Later in the trailer, you see some, but it's like
I think they said like a big portion of the game is supposed to be like that. This is after like society fractures and like different pockets of people don't.
Of this United States of America. It's
like people in different areas don't talk to each other or communicate. So it kind of makes sense that
There's the baby.
that it may not necessarily be super violent in the as far as like guns and all that. That if the whole premise of the game is to kind of try and reconnect different portions of the United States.
Yeah, I don't know what he's delivering, but I guess he's delivering something to these other locations.
I think it's a baby.
No, I don't think it's the baby.
But that's what it just zoomed in on the backpack, and there's a baby in there.
Oh, so why does he have a baby in front of him? Because like the baby in front of him, he was saying something about like that's how he can see like this other dimension.
Is that where? Okay, if
because
it's in the front,
because these babies, like he's plugged into this other realm because of the baby.
Gotcha.
So maybe he has to deliver more babies to other people so they can all see this stuff to help.
Maybe that's not what's in the backpack. Then I thought that was zooming into the backpack, but I see it now on the front of him. Huh?
Yeah. Whoa. Whoops.
Whoa.
Sorry, my mic was doing something weird.
Your mic's being weird.
But I don't know. The game, it looks crazy. I don't even know for sure what the gameplay is, and I keep wanting to read these articles that are like, Death Stranding gameplay. Here's what it's all about. Here's what you're going to be doing, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to experience this game.
Yeah.
But
and it's got a great cast too. Like I mean, the thing that I really there's the guns. So
yeah, there are definitely guns.
That blows my theory. No, it looks like it's something that I mean, it's Kojima, so it looks like a movie. But that kind of is cool, I think, and having all these like actors that are showing their faces and look like the actors in the games.
Well, not just actors or directors.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like what the heck? Like it's got
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, and then there's Nicholas. What's his face? The guy that directed Drive. Why is he in this? Nicholas Winding Refn.
Mads Mikkelsen.
But I'm just so baffled. It's like, I like this person. It's like, I know Kojima's a fan of the movie Drive, and like, it's just funny to me that he's like, oh, I'm going to put that guy right there. He's like, I'm going to put the director.
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. You know, he's a well-known gaming voice actor. Anyways, I'm excited for it. This kind of leads into the other story we have, because like I said at the top of the show, we do have some gaming news going on. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
but-
get used to it because E3.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is announced, and that's coming out in October. I did not know that this was happening.
Yeah, that was another surprise.
This trailer looks so cool. The way that the first person shooting looks now is so different in a way that like is not Call of Duty that you're used to. Like it just looks more natural, like a real, like if you like I guess real life, for a lack of ways to explain it. Did anybody know that this was, I thought they were making another Black Ops game or something. I don't know. I heard some different rumors.
I thought this was first real announcement of this.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So out of nowhere, this is the new Call of Duty that's coming out. I think this was smart. Like, I think that they saw a drop off with like the Black Ops, the way it was. It released this last year with no campaign, no.
Maybe they understand, hey, people really kind of like the campaign more than they thought that they did.
Maybe it's like part of the whole package, and like, this is cool because it just looks like it's back to its roots, and also it's advancing the genre, like the way that the graphics look amazing for one.
Right.
Some of it is based on the original, right?
Yeah,
I was reading they have some extended sequences from some of the original gameplay, and then they also have some new perspectives from the same fighting in the original story.
Oh, okay, because I know it has some of the same characters that are like coming back.
Yeah, they were showing and that was kind of the big reveal, was that it was going back, almost a remake, but it's not a remake, right? It's like another game at the same. But it's not, because they're specifically stating that you're going to... I think there's one part where you're going to be as one of the... like, they say Afghan, they're not really sure exactly, but one of those fighters through part of it in one of the scenes that was from the original. So I think it's going to be interesting. There's a ton of love from the Modern Warfare game. So I think that there's some interesting aspects to that.
Yeah, I was blown away by this trailer. And
it's very not Call of Duty to do that.
Right. I don't know. I didn't expect this. I was kind of floored when I saw that this afternoon or evening or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of the way that, and I mean that's the other thing that with E3 changing may provide more of, is this kind of, hey, it's the week or two that everybody is kind of throwing all their game news and like announcements out there, and maybe there's a little more surprise, and this is going to be here then. Cool. Get different trailers that you're just not really even anticipating that come out, which is really cool.
So we'll see. What did it say? October 8th?
25th.
25th? October 25th. Okay.
November 8th is...
So that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Death Stranding. Cool. Give me that Call of Duty. I want that Call of Duty. I'm curious, like, if they're what they'll do with, like, gaming modes. I mean, last year they had, like, all the zombie stuff and the Battle Royale gameplay. Like, is that coming over, or is it going to focus more on like more traditional Call of Duty gameplay? I don't know. But did you notice what I meant by like the first person stuff? Some of it just seemed more fluid. Like it didn't just feel like this, okay, there's a gun in front of me.
Right.
It just felt like the head movement and the movement of the gun and everything. It
all
just
kind
felt,
of matched.
Yeah, it just felt more smooth and fluid and natural. I don't know. Anyways, that's coming out this year. And I mean, like we said, E3's coming up. We're going to have a lot more gaming stuff coming out. Our next story, as we take a hard turn to the right or the left, depending on where you're standing, is from NPR. It says, the makers of Noah's Ark file lawsuit over rain damage.
Yeah, it's not a very long story. It doesn't really need to be. There is a $1 million lawsuit that Ken Ham and his organization are filing because they said that there was damage from a landslide, and they blamed it on rain. Are
they suing the sky?
They are suing the insurance company that paid only part of the claim. So, yeah.
Shouldn't they be suing the Lord?
Right.
For making it rain?
It was a like that. That's the
well,
best
it's obviously
part.
not as good as the original arc.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
It's not God inspired, is what they're trying to say.
They didn't use the
Yeah.
right kind of tar or something to hold it all together.
So the actual ark had substantial damage done to it because of the rain?
Yeah, so they said that there was like a landslide, which they blamed on the rain.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It sounds
But
like they built on more of like a rock rather than really like getting any type of foundation.
No, you're supposed to build on the rock, Kyle. Not,
Yeah.
not the
I
sand.
know, but that seems to
Wise
be
man build his house
instead of in some dirt that you
Ark
can
upon the
like.
rock.
But I mean, did it actually damage the ark?
Yeah, so
Like
they said that the operators of the replica Noah's Ark in Kentucky spent $1 million cleaning up the damage from a landslide that they blamed on the rain. They're suing the insurance company that paid only part of the claim. They did say that the Ark itself is unaffected. So,
So it's not that big a deal.
So the Ark's
It's fine.
They maybe they did follow the precise guidelines and the Ark is intact. It just must be the rest of the park that ran into it. But it still is hilarious. Kind of like that random music.
Come on, someone's gonna get it.
Jeremy is in charge of the show this evening. See, these are the liberties that Kuipers doesn't
terrified
take
right now.
Come on, this is perfect. This is timely. Call it out, Eric. You know what this is, right?
No, I don't.
Blame It on the Rain by Milli Vanilli.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll give you that reference. It's nice. It's nice. I've not heard Milli Vanilli in a very long time.
I thought you'd get it from the little ding, 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 ding.
No, I'm not really familiar with this song. I'm sorry.
It ages me, doesn't it?
It does. I think
Little bit,
you're
yeah.
too old.
Let's see if I can get.
Whoa, that was
I was jumping.
real
I was
jump
trying to
there.
get to the Blame It on the Rain part, but oh well.
This is.
There you go.
I still don't know this song.
You don't know this song?
No.
I've never heard
At least
it
you know
either.
who Milli Vanilli is.
I do know who. Aren't they the ones that lip sync a lot? Pretty sure they were the lip syncers.
I know that one kid in School of Rock really liked Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to take that moment real quick. I noticed earlier, and we didn't say it, but Jolliver subscribed for his 20th month in a row.
Jolly.
Thank you very
you.
much. Oh, Jeremy, by the way, they couldn't hear the music.
Oh no! So that's because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So that makes it even better.
Oh, it's perfect.
Thanks, Teddy, for that input. It is important.
The audio listeners will get to hear all of that. Hopefully.
Yeah, if things are going well.
Otherwise, everyone's just going to look at us like we're idiots.
All right, we got a 404 story for you tonight, and it's just
Here, I had to give it to him a little bit.
Jeremy.
All right, that's good.
all right.
And that's all, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to get a little feel for it.
We just got one 404, so like last week, no poll. Just come up with a fun name if you'd like. Drop that in the chat. But this 404 comes from the KTVU.com.
Fox 2.
Another just a great headline. Man allegedly hiding drugs in butt accidentally shoots himself in testicles.
There is
Reports.
so much going on there.
All right.
So much.
A man who shot himself in the testicles was also found to be hiding marijuana in his buttocks, according to a report.
I don't think that's where you hide it. That's not in the buttocks.
That word, the full word is funnier than just butt. It always cracks me up.
You like buttocks better?
Buttock. It just, especially in something like this where it's real official. He also was found to be hiding marijuana in his buttocks. Cameron Jeffrey Wilson, 27, was carrying a gun in his front pocket on April 5th in Washington State when the firearm accidentally discharged. The bullet pierced his testicle and then went into his thigh. Upon arriving at the hospital, a doctor was operating on the gunshot wound when a balloon of marijuana slipped out of Wilson's anus, court records show, according to the report. Police arrived at the hospital, searched Wilson's car, where they also found a bag of meth, the report said.
Also in his butt?
I don't know if it was in his butt. They said that they searched his car.
Sorry, I mean...
Yeah.
Sorry, Teddy just put in the chat. Kush tush.
Winner!
Yeah.
I mean, you may have to reference the testicle shooting at some point in there.
I don't know. That's pretty good. The man's troubles did not end there, though, as Wilson, who is a convicted felon, was being processed into the Chelan County Jail. He was strip searched, and another balloon of marijuana came out of his anus, according to the World News of Wenatchee. Wilson has pleaded not guilty to second-degree felon in possession of a firearm and unlawful possession of meth. He also pleaded not guilty to possession of a controlled substance in a correctional facility. He's being held on a $110,000 bond and due in court June 18th.
This guy...
That wasn't mine. That thing that just dropped out of my butt.
I don't even know.
It was planted on him.
Yeah, the doctors planted marijuana on him.
They planted
so that because they knew that he was a
implanted
felon
him.
and they needed to send him to jail.
They planted it in that soil.
Which it sounds like just by having the firearm, he would have been going back to jail anyway. Didn't need to have the marijuana in his butt.
He had marijuana and meth in his butt, and then later another marijuana came out.
No. He had marijuana that they found in his butt.
And then...
During surgery, they found meth in his car when the cops searched the car.
Then when they arrested him, like after they found more marijuana?
So then when he was arrested and they were bringing him into the jail and strip searching him, they found another balloon of marijuana
in his butt.
So
he had a lot of marijuana.
Yeah.
To be fair, they didn't find it until it slipped out. So proper sphincter exercises might be in his future.
Mutiny Teddy says, like planting weed wasn't enough, they had to shove more in there just in case.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sounds like some stinky grass.
People are stupid. We know this, and they continue to prove it. What?
The editor's note. This story initially reported the man accidentally shot himself in the penis. He actually accidentally shot himself in the testicles.
Thank you for clarifying that, editor.
His penis was fine. It was just the testicles that got shot.
That's much better.
That's probably better for the world.
Yeah. He was doing everyone a favor.
Oh, man.
Poor guy. I just, you wonder what it takes to get to that place where you're, having surgery on your sack and then your weed
Another
falls
sack
out of your
falls
butt.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, how did the doctors not find the second one?
That must have been way up there.
Well, they weren't digging.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, once you find one, maybe do a scan or something to see if there's anything else. I don't know.
Weed scan.
X-rays.
Jeez. It's just the idea of hiding things in one's buttocks.
Mutiny Teddy
That
says-
eventually is going inside your system.
Mutiny Teddy says sack for sack.
Sack for sack. 2 for 1.
Oh man.
Yeah, don't hide things in your butt. Don't if you have something that could get you in that much trouble that you have to hide it in your butt. Maybe you should just rethink where your life is headed.
The only things you should hide there is, the stuff that you use the toilet for until you get to the toilet.
You're talking about poop?
Yeah. Maybe some farts. If you're in in public and you're trying not to offend anyone's nose, hold those in your butt.
I feel like this is you're like Kenny Powers at like a DARE conference in front of a bunch of elementary kids.
If we were gonna get
like the only thing you should hide in your butt is your poop,
dollar bills, y'all.
your doo-doos. and your toot toots. That's all that goes in
Only
your
poops and toots in your butt.
That's it.
That's the only thing you should be hiding.
That's not what they teach in health class in high school anymore.
Don't be
though.
putting rocks and grass up there, okay?
Hang on. What? Jeremy? No,
You didn't
I'm
know
sorry.
about this? Do we need to go there?
I don't know if we should. But I
All right. If you
Look up health class curriculum
No,
2020
No.
in California.
not done. That's
I'm just
fake
saying.
news. It's fake news.
It's okay. It's not
Are you sure it's not fake news?
for sure.
All right. They'll look it up on their own and they can
They will.
decide that themselves.
crazy in with a very late name, the Keister Klepto.
Keister Klepto. Not bad. Not your best work, though. Okay?
Yeah, not your best.
Maybe if you tuned in and honed in on that skill a little bit more often, you would have a better one.
Yeah. What he means by that is we miss seeing you
sorry.
in the chat as frequently.
Kyle just has to ruin it.
Just trying to let him know we like him being here.
Well, I'm trying to let him know I do too. More frequently would be better.
Yeah.
We do not have any mail. Nobody sent us any mail, but if you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to TUBCAST@minuteatub.com. That's TUBCAST@minuteatub.com. Or you can call us and leave a voicemail at 475-TUB-CALL. That's 475-TUBCALL.
Call us.
Leave a
You
voicemail.
can call us on our cell phone.
We'll play it. We'll play it on air. We'll discuss it. Maybe you want to talk about what you hide in your buttocks, and we will share that
Yeah.
with the world.
Call us and tell us what you hide, and we'll
You got-
discuss it.
You got more than poops and toots? Let us know.
Then that's how you get to jail.
Yeah. Don't hide things in there. I think we just got to thank our Patreon peeps. I think that's all there is left to
Yep.
do. These are all the lovely individuals who donate on a monthly basis to Men in a Tub. They support us financially and trust us. We need it. God of Atheists and Jay Oliver are the names that you see up there right now. If you're watching the video in bright, shining Patreon coral, they are heroes in their own right. The saying, it's overused. It's a cliche, I know. Not all heroes wear capes, but it
That
is
is true.
most suited for this instance. If you want to be a hero, a capeless hero, go to patreon.com/minuteatub and subscribe any level you want. You can do $1, you can do 10, you can do 20.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it. You can do any level you want.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a good human, like these two humans, you would do it. I mean, if you're a bad person, you would withhold your love for us.
Yeah.
And you would make us chase after it even more.
I mean, it helps us do things that we do around the year, like going to
You
Comic-Con.
said doo-doo.
Doo-doo. I'm sorry, I got this guy that is staring me down on the other screen that hid stuff in his pooper.
Kyle, you just said the doo-doo should be in your butt, not in your mouth. Okay?
Right.
Crazy Legs is insulted by me. He says, I take time out of my busy day to show up and be insulted. Hey, I wasn't insulting you. I just said it wasn't your best work. That's not an insult. That's
Yeah.
I'm just making,
That's creative criticism.
I'm just giving you.
Mutiny Teddy also says, I am a bad guy. Duh. Fair
You're-
point.
Everyone's
He's embraced it.
Everyone's taking everything I say very personal tonight. I like it. I hope you're hurt. I hope you're crying at home, and it's very sad for
if you want to be insulted, 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks?
Yeah,
4 weeks
June
from
29th,
from
then
tomorrow.
28th and 30th. 28, 29,
come
30.
to Omaha.
Yeah,
Go
come
to the
to Omaha.
con.
I will personally insult you if you come by our booth.
Right.
Yeah.
If you come to our panel,
We've got big things planned.
you can come
We
to
can
our.
do it live. We can do it at our panel.
I'll insult you anywhere you want.
You can make the con video if you want. We'll make it happen.
I mean, we could smuggle in things in our butts together. Like
There's rumors that some
pork shows.
some former tub mates might be there too.
Yeah, and you do not want to miss our panel. That's
Yeah.
going to be at 4 p.m.
It's gonna
on
be at 4 p.m.
Saturday,
on
the
Saturday,
29th.
the
It's the
29th.
return of the incredibly intimate offline live TUBCAST Comic-Con panel, in-person local live show, live remastered again.
Yes.
That's the name of it. I like that on the O Comic-Con website. On the schedule, we have the largest title of
Yep.
anything.
It takes
We're
up
the
half the
biggest
day.
box.
It takes up a lot of room, and that way people will see it. If you'd like me to hear it again, like, can I say it again?
Yeah,
Yes.
you say it again.
I think they'd like to hear it. The return of the incredibly intimate offline live TUBCAST Comic-Con panel, in-person local live show, live remastered again.
Again.
Boy, it is our third year of having a panel there.
Yeah.
It's going to be our best year of having a panel there.
Yeah.
We cannot wait for all of you to turn up and turn out.
Yeah.
And ball out.
It's going to be great.
Just get crazy.
And this
get
year
turn-
we're trying to stream during.
We're going to be
as well.
doing some live streams on Twitch. So if you can't make it,
Yeah.
well, not the panel. The panel's for
the panel is intimate offline.
it's right there. It might
Yeah.
be posted later at a later date on YouTube,
Yeah.
but you won't be able to see that live. But you will.
It's just so ridiculous.
I love
on
that
this.
Jeremy brought this up to
Yeah.
show you all that we have the biggest title. I feel like some people are trying to outdo us, though.
Huge.
There's some people who are trying to outdo
Yeah.
us with their titles. But it's going to be a good time. It is always a good time. Do show up if you can. Get your tickets. Go to oconexpo.com and buy your tickets
That is
right
it.
now.
Go get them. Don't miss out.
Support local fun times. That's what this is called.
Hey, Jeremy, can you add that to my schedule there?
Sure.
The return of the
make
incredibly intimate offline live TUBCAST Comic-Con panel, in-person local live show, live remastered again.
I am so excited. I can't even contain it. I mean, all of my balloons are falling out. That's how excited I am. I just had to convey my excitement.
I
I
like it.
couldn't think of anything else that would really convey how excited
Yeah.
I am.
Makes sense.
What are we talking about Billie Eilish for in the chat? Where is the Billie Eilish Ton remix?
Tub remix.
Tub remix. I don't know if we have one.
Yeah. I don't think we have one.
She's cool, I guess. People like her. I mean, I tried listening to some of her stuff. It's okay. It's a little boring. Is that okay for me to say? Can I say that here? Is this a safe place for me to admit that I think Billie Eilish, like her music is kind of boring sometimes?
I'm not sure I even know any of her music.
Get with the times,
I
Kyle.
know.
She's been on Ellen.
Oh, okay.
How can you not know?
Because I don't watch Ellen's show because it's on in the middle of the day.
I mean, but she was on Ellen.
So if it wasn't on in the middle of the day, you would watch?
Um,
everyone,
Obviously, yes.
everyone watches Ellen. Kyle.
I know everyone.
Here it is. You hear it here first. Billie Eilish.
The Billie Eilish
Tub remix.
Tub remix, closing us out.
Ooh. You know, if you got balloons in your butt, you're a bad clown.
You're a very bad clown.
What are those balloon animals doing in there? Although if you could, like, poop out the balloons in animal shapes, you would be a very talented clown.
What animal would you be?
A dog, a giraffe, a sword. I made a sword. Have you ever interacted with those clowns that make the balloon animals?
Yeah, they make the swords.
I'm just saying. That's like tying a cherry stem with your tongue. Shows you have talent.
Jeremy, give me a soda.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
See you
Oh,
later.
bye everybody. Jeremy, you're done producing. Give me a soda.
Oh, he doesn't want to listen to you.
I know, but he's trying to do Kuiper's job tonight. I mean, give me that pink soda that you found offensive last week.
Good night, Kyle.